everyone, welcome to Thoughts of Treasures. It's Connie. How is everybody doing tonight? Welcome into my craft room. Tonight we are going to be working on this wood kit. It is our little sweet strawberry, great for the summertime coming up. We all got to prepare ahead. I know we're in spring, still allergy season out there, but we got the summer coming, so strawberries are the best. So if you are new to me, welcome in. My name is Connie. This is my craft room, and I'm glad you're here. So with that being said, we're going to get started. If you guys are new to me, and I'm not sure where you're watching me from, but if you're watching me on YouTube, please subscribe. If you are on Facebook, please subscribe or to follow there. They call them different things, and it all means the same thing. Just come be part of our family. So anyway, with my kits, if you guys are new to them, if you have not purchased, I do a lot with the wood kits, with the laser. I do a lot with the Glowforge. I do a lot with DTF, all kinds of things on this page. But we have our little parts here, and these are done in the 1/8 inch, so they will not be masked. However, this little guy back here is, and masking needs to come off. It is just simply to protect the wood. You'll get some on the back, not all of it on the back, but most of it is definitely on the front. So you're just going to take your little, you can use your fingernail, you can use whatever you want, you can use your little dental pick. Just don't use it in your mouth again. Make sure you clean it. Some people use different things. You can, it's this something this simple, you can just use your fingernails. It'd be fine. All this does is protect the wood from the laser. At least the laser that I have definitely needs to be protected because it just does that. Who knows? I don't know all the other lasers and how they work, but masking is always good for the wood. And you may get some that singe a little bit. It just goes, that's fine. It's all fine. It's all on the edge too. So if you will find that you can get a lot of soot off the edge, you can just simply take a baby wipe and just go around the edge, wipe it down. Get it off your counter, and look, you're left with all of that yucky stuff, and just throw that away. So we're going to be, this little sign is a 6-inch sign. It does not need to go anything. You can just put this up where you want to put it up, in one of these little wood easels, or the easels from the Dollar Tree, Walmart, Target, wherever you can get them from. They can sit simply like that, or I have this really cool wood frame. And that is also a kit. If you're interested, you can message me, or simply put in there frame or kit, strawberry kit. But these are interchangeable. If you don't want them to be, you can just glue it in, but it does have a little hole in the back so that you can, which you didn't, I didn't use, but you can push it out with your finger. And then this one would just simply go in, and you can interchange them. So it's kind of cool. And that's what we're going to be filling up tonight. We're going to change our little bee out. We're going to put our little strawberry in so I can show you. So you'll notice on here, you'll see a lot of little score marks. That is just for placement. You don't have to worry about painting over that. This should go rather quickly. And the same on here, that is all for placement. Some of them will have for placement, some of them don't. Sometimes you want them, sometimes you don't. It all depends. Sometimes you don't want to quite put it where they want you to put it, so, But then other times it's like you turn around, it's like, well, where does that piece go? So, I am going to do, I like green, the strawberries, the pink and the red for the strawberries together. So we're going to do our background in the pink, and we are going to do the strawberry, of course, red. But I'm going to do this little baskety part green, so this is going to look really pretty. This was a kit that was actually in our live sale, and if you guys are not familiar with my live sale, I should have done it, but it's okay, it's fine. If you wanted the pink to pop more, you could do white under it first, but I didn't. It's too late now. We did have this in our live sale a couple weeks ago. And if you are not familiar with my live sales, you can check me out on Sundays. However, in the next coming weeks, this is actually, I'm going to tell you the date today. Today is what is that? April. Lord, I'm looking at foregone. What is that? What month is that? April 23rd is when this is going to be airing. So I do these recorded. So therefore, I want to make sure that you guys know this is April. So 2025, actually. I guess I should put that because since the video will be out there. And I will be taking a vacation, so the next couple weeks we will not be having a live sale. But I do have live sales every Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. I am in Maryland, so if you want to come join, check it out, do so. We do printables, wood kits, DTF transfers, which are iron-ons, stickers, I mean, all kinds of different things. Who knows, I might add more as we go. I'm going to get this dry. We're going to put another coat on here. I was going to put white under here and I completely forgot. So we're just going to go with the flow. White gives you that base. It's just like a primer. And then it makes your pink pop more. Especially if you like the yellow and things. That undercoat is always nice to have. And you don't have to do over and over and over until you get that nice bright pink that you want. I am going to paint the back of this black just to give it that finished look. So you know what, before I go any further, I'm going to do that. So I'm going to have to flip it over and back. And I'm just going to squirt a little bit on here. I like to do the back just to give it a finished look. Some people do not like to have the black on there at all. It's okay. You do you. But I do prefer just to have it give that finished look. It gets rid of all the ookies. And black just covers it all up. You're not going to see this if it's in the frame. If it's not in the frame, of course you will see it. So you do want to, I mean, it's up to you. You don't have to. I don't want to put any words in anybody's mouth or tell you there's rules to crafting, because there is absolutely no kind of rules. That is the fun part of crafting. I always love it when people say, oh, it just didn't turn out the way it should. It's like, well, how is it supposed to turn out? Wait a minute. Just because you saw an inspiration from somebody does not mean that's how it has to be. That always bothers me when people do that. Well, it didn't turn out the way it was supposed to. Okay. But there is no supposed to. Crafting is yeah, that word. It's all separate. You do you. However you want to do it. Don't make it look like somebody else's. You do what you want to do. I mean, if you like that's how it looks, then you copy it. Or you be inspired by it. We don't ever copy. Alright, I'm going to give this a good dry, and we're going to go back to the front. While this is drying, if you guys have not been to my website, www.DrTreasures.com, you can go check that out. I do have things over there. It's not a purchase site, it's more of a look-and-loose site. But all of my videos are over there. I'm just going to give this light sanding. I always forget which side is, well, that took that off. Let's go back and put that on. That in there. Let's give this a quick dry again. I'm getting paint all over me, my goodness. Get this dry. I always give it a nice little sanding just for to get the fibers down from the paint. You'll get it a little bit smoother. sometimes when you put your second coat on, or when you're gluing your wood pieces on, instead of having it so rough and textured, it'd be nice and flat, and then the glue, the glue will adhere better. So just did our back, and we're going to go flip back over to the front. There's little Sydney. Don't worry about that. Like I said, it's going to be covered up anyway. There's only one part, this part up here, that isn't, well, this part up here that's not going to be covered up. I'm going to need, where's my paint? Oh my goodness. Me and the black are not going to be happy today. Alright. So yeah, I do a lot with different kits. If you're looking for something, special, or something that you've seen and you want to know where, if there's something, definitely you can message me and ask. Or if you're looking for a certain sign that says something, you can always ask, and I could definitely try to help you out. That's what I do. And I'm getting a lot of lookies from the foam brush, but that's okay. We will get them off. And I may do one more coat on here. Let me see how this dries. So again, the little score marks are just there for placement. If they were there for, what you want to see for the decoration, you definitely don't want to just paint over it like I did, because the paint gets into the score marks and you want them to be nice and seen. I'm going to do one more coat on this. That should be good. Get this dry. If you want to paint the sides, you can. I always like to keep them black. Get this dry real good. I'm going to hit a pizza thing. Strawberries are a very popular thing for the summer. I love the pink and red together. Now, would I wear clothes like that? No. I remember growing up, and my mom always thought purple and red didn't go. But you guys ever heard of like the red hats? That's their colors, purple and red. Is that a thing like everywhere, the purple hat ladies? My Ross's stepmom, was part of the red hats. I've never heard of it. Until her. Okay, I'm going to make sure I get this off the side here. Getting some of the paint off that I got on the side. Not that it makes a big, huge difference, but if you can touch up what you can touch up, then touch it up. Alright. And we're good though. Alright, that's good. That'll work. Alright, so there's our little base part. We're going to put that to the side. Actually, ow, there's a dog on my foot. I can't bend. She lays right on my feet. Alright, next. Actually, I'm going to do this piece in pink too. And I just put the, darn it. Think about what I'm doing. I should have done that. I'm going to do this piece in pink too. There is going to be a separation, so you're going to see the difference. This is just so it layers, so we can put the word sweet on here. So I'm just going to do this in pink too. And I'm not going to do it in the white only because I didn't do the other one in white. So I don't want this to be different shade than the background. And again, these score marks are just for placement. Otherwise, I would be doing the dabbing motion, like stenciling a little bit of paint at a time. And I'm not worried about getting it on the side either because it's all going to be hidden. It's going to be hidden. I'll do a couple coats on this. And I'm going to sand after this one. Get it nice and dry. My eyes, allergies, or who knows what, but whew. You would think I would know by now which side is which. There's always a rough side to these sponges and a soft side. I don't want to do rough because I don't want to ruin the wood. I just want to kind of get those paint fibers down that are being pushed up from the paint. The wood fiber, not the paint fibers, the wood fibers from the paint being pushed up from the paint. Yeah, well, you know, let's just go with it. Alright, let's get that dried down. I'll probably do one more coat. So wood kits are fun. There's a lot of painting involved for some of them. But they do work up quickly, depending on how large or what you're using or what you're doing. But the good thing about my videos are they're here. They're able, you know, if you need to go back and look at something, or maybe you like the technique I use, they're there. However, if you're watching this, you can always fast forward through this period. You don't need to see paint being dried. Maybe you just want to go to the end and see how it's looked at the finished, or you know, you want to go to the next part, or I'm not listening to that dryer, or you know, 101 different things. So all of my craft videos are pre-recorded, and I do no editing to them. So if there is a oopsie or a boopsie, guess what? Y'all get to see it. And there has been. And I'm sure there will be many, many more. As in everybody's crafting, we've all had mistakes. We'll let that dry, almost dry, but let's just put that to the side, let that dry. I think I'm done with the pink now, am I? Oh, maybe. So let's put that in there. Let's do this next. This is going to be green. I don't know if I want to use, yeah, I guess so. Let's just use. Now on this, it's more like a basket. You might want to be careful so you don't get all the paint in here. So what I'm going to do is offload a lot of the paint when I do this. But I'm still going to use a sponge brush and just not have like gobs of it on there. So I'm going to offload. So basically, put my brush in it, but I'm going to offload some and then just kind of lightly go over so I'm not pushing all the ways down in. It may take a little bit longer, but this way you're not getting all of that paint down in those holes. You could also use the sponge technique and just dab, but you know, if you get it in there, nobody's really going to notice. Just take your time. Excuse me. And then if you have to get more, you can go to the part where you dabbed off and just put a little bit more on. You can also use paint markers for this if you feel, you know, you don't want to get any paint in there. You could use a smaller brush. Again, you could use your little makeup sponges. If you feel there's, dab some off. So just load and unload is basically what you're doing. And I'm just rubbing it on. I'm going to dry this, but you might have to do another coat, you may not. I don't know. Sometimes when they dry, you just, you see a big change in paint color. So I'm starting to see some there. We need to do another little coat. Let's just do one more coat. And again, I'm going to do the same process. Just going to take some paint on and then just dab off. You're not taking everything off. You're just dabbing some off and then just going over it lightly. Don't even push down. Just rub on it nicely. Second coat's always easier, but it also, you can't really tell, especially when you're applying a light amount, where you're actually applying all of the paint. So you just want to take your time, make sure you go over everything. And then when you dry it again, just see if there's any spots you missed. This to the side to finish drying. Got most of it. We're done with the green. Now, let's see, I have a piece of tape. I'm gonna put, oh shoot, I forgot my, see? I did forget a piece. Don't worry, I'll just use 15 brushes, it's fine. I'm actually known for that. When I cook, I'll use a spoon, put it in the sink, use another spoon, put it in the sink. That's just how I am. So I do the same thing with brushes. It's fine. That's why we have lots of foam brushes, just to keep using them. So I'm gonna do the same thing with this little guy. This is our little leaf for our strawberry. And since it's little, I wanna just apply, offload some of the paint. And again, you can use your acrylic markers for this. You do not have to use a big old foam brush. Use what you feel comfortable with. And just, all there is to it. So now I'm going to put him, well, actually I'm going to dry him first. Now I think I'm done with the green, so let's get that off of there. Just dry that up real quick. Just enough so I can pull it off of here. Put it over here to dry completely. Now I've got my little sunflower, or not sunflower, little, I guess a daisy. I don't know what it's supposed to be, maybe a daisy. I've got my little word sweet. And I'm going to do all of these in white. I'm putting that off. Now you guys want to be careful if you get this. You want to be careful with the thickness of the wood because it's very flimsy. Let me show you. Don't be just manhandling it. There's tape sticking to fingers. It's like it's over here. It's connected. Just there. So you don't want to like go putting this on tape and just pulling it up because you can break it very easily. We need some white. So now I'm going to do the same thing with the white. I'm going to use, make a mess first. I'm just going to use another foam brush, do the same technique. I'm going to load and unload a lot of it off. And I'm just going to go over this because I don't want to get a lot of it on the side. I want to keep it mostly on the top. And you may have issues, and some people might feel more comfortable. And this white may take a couple coats. Some people feel a lot easier using the foam brushes. I mean the makeup sponges. I'm almost thinking this is too big. Now look, if this was something you were trying to mass produce, I definitely would not sit here and just do, you know, this per each one. But, you know, in crafting, we're not here to mass produce. We are just here to make pretty things. And like I said, this was just one of the kits that I had in my live sale that I just wanted to show you how cute it would look in our interchangeable frame. And it does not have to be put into the frame, so if it's not, the frame is something you do not want, you can still get just this to have in your tier tray, your dough bowl, just on your entryway table, and on your dining room table, your kitchen table, whatever you want to call it. There's just so many possibilities. A lot of people put like these little signs in their dough bowls, but have like, you know, maybe a bunch of strawberries around it. Dough bowls are becoming very popular too. And changing them out for each season, each holiday. Do you guys, tell me, let me know in the comments, do you guys have tier trays or dough bowls? All right, I'm going to give that a quick, well, no, I'm not. I'm going to put these, since these are all white, they're all white. Since these are all white images, I'm going to just get them all painted. Now this one will have a center, and I'm probably going to put that on with an acrylic marker. But it's fine. And then I'm going to do this. Then I'm going to dry all three of them, and then I'm going to go back and put another coat on. Go back, because that's definitely not the white I want. It's very grungy. So we're definitely going to go back. Might take a couple coats, and this is the part in the video where you may just want to not watch anymore. Fast forward and come back. Now I'm concentrating, I'm probably not even talking. So tell me, do you guys decorate with strawberries, or do you like strawberries for the summer in your home? Or is it just not something that you're interested in? I personally, I think it's just a sweet little change from the season, just something different to put in your house. I mean, I personally love strawberries. Strawberries and bananas are probably my favorite fruits. Alright, that's coat 2 for that one. Coat 2 for that one. These two are easy. And for that one. Definitely have to go back over one more coat. Hoping 3's a charm. I just want a nice bright, bright white. Now there are different whites out there. This is just a simple apple barrel matte white. If you get the more expensive whites, they are a lot better to use, but this is just crafting. I mean, it's not Picasso over here, so I don't feel the need to buy the more expensive white for stuff like this. If you were furniture painting, absolutely. No one would want to put 15 coats of acrylic paint on your table or dresser or anything. But for something like this, I mean, it's just, if you have the time, do a couple coats, walk away, come back to it. I mean, I say it all the time, I just love to, I could just sit here and just paint this. I could use a tiny little paintbrush and just paint it. I'm hoping that'll be enough, but we'll see when it dries. All right. Put that down. I think this should be good. Now I'm just going to take these off because I'm going to put, I think that's pretty good. That's nice and bright white. I think we're going to leave that. Let that dry completely. And I'm going to put the strawberry on here. We're going to get some red. We're going to use some real red. It's not open yet, but we're going to open it. Let's put this in here. Now, this kit does not have the seeds. The seeds are too small; they usually fall through. So you're not gonna get that effect of the black seeds on here. If you wanted to paint underneath of this part in the black, you could do that. I, however, am not going to. But if you want it to be a true strawberry, then you know that's something you might want to do. To each their own. Oh. Another paintbrush over here. And we're going to do the same thing because I definitely do not want to get the red inside of there. So we're just going to do the same thing. Just lightly paint over. Not jam down so you get all that paint in there. Alright, I think that's good. We're going to put that in there and dry this up. That's the last piece we have to paint. Let's stick it together. Since I'm missing, oh no, we gotta put the little, that dry real quick. And I am going to bring my little flower over here, and we're just going to do the center part here. These are the best acrylic markers that I have yet seen. I do have them linked in my Amazon storefront. If you guys want to check that out, you can go to thoughtsofchartreuse.com, look at my link tree, and it will send you on there to the actual Amazon storefront. Guys, remember, you do not have to purchase what I have in my storefront. You just can use my link and it will, you know, still calculate whatever you purchase. I always say, if your crafter friend or somebody you're watching has a link tree, use it. I mean, not a link tree, Amazon storefront, because it is, I'm looking for glue now. I just had glue. Instead of buying stars or whatever, you know, for different platforms, you can just use their Amazon link. I'm not saying don't. If you do, that's what you want to do, but you can just simply, you're not spending any more money. It's just what it is. If that makes any sense. All right, so this is going to go like this. This is going to go down here, and this is going to go up here. And I think I might put some polka dots up here, but I'm not sure yet. I haven't decided yet. Been in a polka dotty mood. Alright, I'm going to start with this. Now, there's so many holes on here, no matter what you do, you are going to get glue in them. Do not, like, put a ton of glue in it, but do not worry so much about that. It will dry clear. You're not going to notice it. But I'm going to use one of these little applicators and just smear some of this on so it's not so thick. And I'm going to get mainly around the edges. Don't take that much. My finger's in the way. And then just put a little over here. Because as long as you have it over the edges, you don't have to put it over everything. Just put a little bit down. All right. Now we're going to line this up on here. And again, remember, just going over it so it's smooth. Remember, don't worry about it looking like, oh my gosh, there's glue coming out. You're going to see glue. I'm just going to line this up, make sure it's all even. Take your time. I do use the wood glue from the Dollar Tree. It is the Super Glue wood glue. I just find that to be the best. Now, I'm going to show you. Now, I mean, if it seeps out the edge, you can wipe it off, obviously. You don't want clumps of it everywhere. But I'm going to show you something, and we'll fix it at the end. So you see how the pink is there? We're going to fix that at the end. This piece is going to go right here. Now with this piece, I'm just going to put some on. And we're just going to line it up. down. Make sure you have it all even. And then our other little piece, and again, I'm going to go back to the applicator on this, and I'm going to probably do it with the words too. The word. Just get a little bit on. And I just put the glue on my mat. I have a silicone mat that I have on my work area. I don't put the paint on there on purpose, only just because that's just too much mess to clean up. Get a little more down here. Alright, let's get this direction. And we're just going to put this up on here. Hold it for a second. Let that glue adhere. And if you feel like it's coming up at all, you can put one of those little clamps on it, which I am going to do for this end. Oops. Break the drawer. Ah, I just kicked the dog. She didn't move, don't worry. Oh, we're working on the other piece. Oh, come on, cooperate with me. Put that on there. That way it gives a few seconds. Sometimes with the littler pieces, just they seem to want to come up. Not come up, but you know. I might fix that too a little bit, but. Alright. So, while that's drying, we can put our little strawberry on. And I'm going to do the same thing. Use our little applicator. And now these are a little bit further apart, so put a little glue here, a little glue there, in between the seed holes. Now this is where the placement comes in. The little score marks. And some people like and some people don't. These however do have it. And we're just going to line that up. And before I actually just want to make sure that score marks, before I actually push it down, I'm going to put some on my little leaf. Oh. And stick that in there too, and then I'm going to press them down together. It just looks kind of like that. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Now I'm going to do the same thing with our little sweet. Before I put it on, we're just going to go around. And you don't have to hit every single part of it. Just make sure, you don't want to do the S and the T and leave the rest of it out. But you don't have to get every single little itty bitty curvature and this off, and we're going to get this on here. Did I get it on? Yep, got it on there perfect. Hold that down. This is done. It just takes a couple seconds for that to adhere. I'm going to use that pink and touch that up though. And then our little flower. We're just going to put a little bit, and we're going to stick our little flower right on our... Now, before I clean this, I'm going to clean this mess up real quick. This can go in here. Get this glue up off the table. What I like about the silicone mats, I know you can't see what I'm doing, but it just wipes it right on up and no mess. Now I'm gonna fix this little spot right here. I don't like how it's dark there. Just take a little tiny brush here. Let me get that dried. And then I'm going to decide if I want to put little red polka dots or if I'm just going to... I think it needs something at the top. Get that dried. I do use paintbrushes too. Little white polka dots. Yeah, the red might bring out the strawberry notes. Let's just do it. Why not? Let me get my little polka dot thing. Alright, so this thing's from the Dollar Tree, and it's got a little side and a bigger side. I'm going to use this tiny little side. We're just going to make little polka dots here. And how I want to start. Polka dots always scare me. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, I might be doing too many. You know what? I don't know if I like that. Let's see if I can wipe it off. We can go over. I think I'm making too many. I don't want to do too many. I don't like that. So I might paint over this. Hold on. Let's wipe off what we can. Let's see if I mess up. Paintbrush in there, and let's just get another foam brush. Hold on. I need a little more paint. I think I was putting too many on. I don't know. That's why I said sometimes when I do polka dots, I'm like, that's too many. You don't want to go overboard. Does anybody else struggle with polka dots? I mean, you could make yourself a little bow to put up here. I was trying to put something up here, and I just wasn't feeling as many as I was putting up there. Maybe we need to space them out a little bit more. Maybe I'll do one in the middle kind of thing. Try this again. And maybe I should start one in the middle. Yeah, let's do that. Let's start one in the middle here. Should I do 5? I'm debating. Too late. We did it anyway. And we'll put one over here at the end. Do one at the end. And then one here. Alright, now let's build. I know, we're going to see. If it doesn't look right, it doesn't look right. We're going with it. Yeah, I think it's looking better. Yeah. That looks better. Alright, let's try that. And you could do it white. I'm not sure if I like the red or not, but we're going to leave it the red. It's always fun to try new things, do different. I'm gonna try it. Let's see. If I got a white on here. I'm gonna do a little highlighting, just a tiny bit on the strawberry. See if put a little bit on my strawberry down here. Put it just a tiny bit on this leaf here without sticking my finger in it. I'm gonna do down here. Yeah, let's do up here. And then I'm gonna wipe that off. I'm trying to keep this to be a nice brush. And I'm going to take my, did I put that away? No. I'm going to take my little thing and just make some little, that just looks like that. Just a little bit of, just a little something on there to give it a little bit of shading. Am I the best at that? No, but I'm practicing. So again, that's what crafting's all about too. Nothing has to be perfect. It just has to be fun. Yeah, I think there's polka dots are drawing on me a little bit more. And I'm going to show you the finished product. So we're going to stick it in our little scalloped frame. And if you want to know more about that, just ask. And I absolutely love that. And what I do with my little, and then we can just set it up on our stand. And put it straight though. So that is what I have for you guys tonight. I hope you enjoyed. Like I said, if you guys are new here, welcome in and thank you for joining me. And until next time, you guys have an amazing rest of your day, and I will talk to you again soon. Bye guys. Thanks a lot for being here.